Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding. Who determined its measures? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? To what were its foundations fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Peace to the tribe. Peace to the tribes. Let's get to it. Dodge all hijacks at all costs. Hey, Now, looking at this right now, what does this look like? What does this remind you of? Alright. This is amateur footage. Let's peep out what this amateur footage is sending back to us. Aha to the creator, that is Hawa Hawa. We're just practicing our breathing. Let's go. ask the tribe what it looked like to them, what it looked like to y'all. That is if he's surfing the wave. Now the caption read that the star eventually stopped its warping. And how can, such a thing be? How can the star warp? We about to get into it. Let go. What is it looking like to you, my nigga? Would just like to quickly ask, what is it looking like to you? Excuse the bass in the background. The neighbors is getting it in. We gonna continue this pure water flow. Ahab. And again, you see the amateur footage from the so-called amateur telescope versus what NASA is projecting. Look at the difference. Compare the two. What does it look like to you?
This one is called the Vela Pulsar, and it's magnificent. It's a highly magnetized neutron star. And as it is oscillating, you can see what's happening. It's shooting a radio frequency out of itself. When they aimed the radio telescopes at the Vela Pulsar, this is what they heard. And this is what this guy does 24/7, day and night, 365 days a year. The Vela Pulsar sounds like right now. This is it. Listen to this. Now, I don't know about you, but that blew me away. I'm thinking, wow, this is incredible. singing. The stars are singing to him. I recently stumbled on 47 Tuc. It's a beautiful cluster of stars. We'll show you the picture of it here. There are 12 of these super giant blue stars in there, but the things that are of interest to us tonight are these millisecond pulsars. And right now tonight, while we're sitting in this room, the 16 recorded millisecond pulsars in 47 Tuc are making this sound right now.
Yeah, to the tribe, I had to switch locations one time. I mean, that was just sounding a little bit too much. Hopefully it didn't pick up all too crazy in the recording. It's so shalaki, cause I had to make a move, but we're gonna pick right back up. I hope you dodging all hijacks at all costs, you know what I'm saying? But it's very interesting if you surfing the wave. Who's surfing the wave?
That was a little odd to me. Beautiful. Who knew? No, God has his own string section. Isn't that beautiful? And we just looked at 11 times a second pulsar and 16 millisecond pulsars, and you start seeing Psalm 48 come to life.
The first time I saw sonoluminescence was in a darkened room. I was transfixed to look at this spherical flask of fluid. And you look into the center, and in the center see a glowing blue-purple light, which could be seen with the unaided eye. It looked like a star in the heavens.
This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star.
So what we're saying is just all vibration. It's just all wata. It's just all wata. You know what I'm saying? We always been telling you about the pure wata, that special man. Shouts out to Yosef. You know what I'm saying? We've always been giving you that special man, but I mean, did you ever see it coming like this, my nigga? Did you ever see it coming like this? We broke down on a few drops. I think it was Black Body, one of them black bodies, you know what I'm saying? You might have to go back and search through them to figure out which one got the drop. But one of them black bodies, we were digging on the sun being made up of basically wata. Why? Because we're talking about hydrogen. Now they're going to tell you hydrogen is an element that is not wata, but when you break down the etymology, it just means the hydro gene, hydro being wata. So this is all just the genetic process of that wata, which is you, my nigga, in 3D form, in corporeal envelope form. We're just speaking mata or mother or your mama or matter. Hey, how to the real ones.
surface by a temperature of -20 degrees Celsius and photographed them under a microscope. Beautiful structured ice crystals appeared, and they even appeared to be all different depending from which water they were taken. But the most revolutionary discovery was done as water was exposed to music. Water exposed to music showed beautiful crystals.
Now it's crazy how this dolphin sounds just like the star. If you go back and get it back, the star was making a similar noise based off the vibration. This dolphin sounds exactly the same. I mean, we got some drop coming in hot. I'm just connecting the dots. A-ha to the Trizard, that is you. Shouts out to Con Drop. What's going on, Con? I'm just whipping the wheel one time for the tribe, if you don't mind. Shouts out to Nine Spiral, cause you know that boy stay cooking. You know what I mean? But you know, we in that bag, man. We in that bag. And how coincidental is that, we did the drop a couple of days ago and we found out that, the son of the morning is just a star, right? And then we get on the IG that Lucifer doesn't even mean Satan, you know what I'm saying? They go get that drop as well. That's on the IG. We just floating right now, pure water floating. We talking key, my naga.
And you start seeing Psalm 48 come to life, but look down at verse 7. It says, "Praise the Lord from the earth, you great sea creatures in all deeps." The whale songs could sound like this right here. Take a listen. We don't know the expanse of the worship that is continually surrounding the throne of God.
Now, we understand that this is a preacher man. I don't want to take too much away from the message because in this very moment, I'm actually in 100% agreement. But we will say this. Everything is worshiping Hawa. Everything worships Hawa. Everything worships Hawa. But this is a frequency war. Alright? But everything worships Hawa. Everything gives that obedience, I will say. Everything gives obedience back to the Creator. You know what I'm saying? And if not, you but we just catching it for what it is. A-ha to the Dracons.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to levitate some water.
And we'll begin with simply the concentric patterns in the water. As the frequency begins, every once in a while we'll reach a key threshold resonance, such as that moment right there. And in that key threshold resonance, the entire pattern morphed into a more complex expression of itself, simply because the frequency changed. Now watch what happens. The frequency is still increasing. Now watch what happens. As we reach another key threshold resonance, this entire pattern will morph into a beautifully and more complex pattern of itself. Again, and again. And look at this pattern right here. Look what you're seeing right here. Look at the beautiful geometry. Here is a perfect cube. There's a perfect tetrahedron, a star tetrahedron. In 2 dimensions, we've got the octahedron. Very powerful images of sacred geometry held in place.
And what has Natural been talking about this entire time? You know what I'm saying? What has Natural been talking about this entire time with y'all? Hala Hawa, you know what I'm saying? Aha to the knowledge. That's what I will say. Aha to the knowledge for Hawa, being able to make it congruent, make it flow. You know what I'm saying? We are in the flow right now. That's 5 eyes. Ma, you know what I'm saying? We got some cooking going on ourselves. Let's go.
Watch what happens. The frequency is still increasing. Now watch what happens. As we reach another key threshold resonance, this entire pattern will morph into a beautifully and more complex pattern of itself. Again, and again. And look at this pattern right here. Look what you're seeing right here. Look at the beautiful geometry. Here is a perfect cube. There's a perfect tetrahedron, a star tetrahedron. In 2 dimensions, we've got the octahedron. Very powerful images of sacred geometry held in place simply because we've achieved the vibratory pattern that allows that in this water droplet.
Banking on our songs because he is surrounded by a symphony that's bigger than our wildest dreams tonight. Stars sing and whales sing and the birds fly, and I just tried to imagine what would it sound like if you could just for a second be God and hear what he hears. And I can't get us.
Now, never mind the hijack that the bro's going through. I mean, maybe he's excited. I don't know. It makes me laugh, but you know, let's really peep what this is, what they're about to put together, man, because this shit is amazing, all right? And, you know, like I said, we got a little cooking going on ourselves, but peep how this comes out, all right? And I want all my real wave surfers right now to just tune in, lend that ear, and whew, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter where you at, it don't matter who you are. If you're tuning in right now, you chose to choose up, you know, momentarily, even if so. We all know, you know, that most of y'all acknowledge the creator privately anyway. You know, you ain't got to come and say you associate with us, but at the same time, you know, it is Hawa Hawa, and we're just letting you know that frequency, that powwow, that is the Wata, Eha Ta'ama, and Abba.
There tonight, but I came close. I had a friend who helped me with this little iPad program, and I'm not a DJ, but just a little thing, just quickly, and I want you to see how this works. Now, this guy, we didn't look at his picture. He's PSR BO329-54. And he's only rotating 1.5 times per second, which is not all that much, but we need him in our little experiment we're going to do here, okay? And then we had the Vela Pulsar. You remember the Vela Pulsar, right? So that's that guy. But that's a little too fast for what we're trying to do, so we're going to slow that down, okay? And so we're going to put the millisecond guys in there. The ones you just heard, here they come.
Nah, I think that's kind of crazy. There's a little rhythm to it, and I was swaying, On an energetical level, man, this is just Sean Miles. We're gonna get it back one more time for the example. And peace.
Sing and whales sing and the birds fly, and I just tried to imagine what would it sound like if you could just for a second be God and hear what he hears. And I can't get us there tonight, but I came close. I had a friend who helped me with this little iPad program, and I'm not a DJ, but just a little thing, just quickly, and I want you to see how this works. Now, this guy, we didn't look at his picture. He's PSR BO329-54. And he's only rotating 1.5 times per second, which is not all that much, but we need him in our little experiment we're going to do here, okay? And then we had the Vela Pulsar. You remember the Vela Pulsar, right? So that's that guy.
Now that sounds like somebody going ham on some drums. Like, literally, someone's going ham on some drums. If you know where I'm coming from.
That's a little too fast for what we're trying to do, so we're going to slow that down, okay? Put the millisecond guys in there. The ones you just heard, here they come. Some whales. Okay, those same whales that you just saw, undoctored and unedited, here they come. Two Pulsars. And so we're going to put the millisecond guys in there. The ones you just heard, here they come. Some whales. Okay, those same whales that you just saw, undoctored and unedited, here they come.
I could rap to that. Yeah, I could rap to that.
Two Pulsars, and then 16 others, some whales, and we got something going. But I was asking what you're asking, because some people need it really clear.
Nah, we don't need it much clearer than that. We want to keep it all natural. They're going to go ahead and get into another, joint. I'm not really feeling that vibe. So, y'all gonna have to forgive me when I cut it right here. But ahab to, everyone that was involved with making this, video all together. The original sources, the original publishers, the original authors, and, even the one that put this together. Ahab to all y'all, Job Nation, thanks here. We're gonna keep it pushing. Alright, so here we have the breath as we come back, right? And, I want you to focus on how it breaks down to vapor. Vapor. Alright. Because we're just talking about the single act of breathing. But they was talking about some bubbles and kind of got me thinking. Yeah. So we're digging on vapor. Vapor is the moisture. Alright. A warmth, exhalation, steam, heat. Yeah, I mean, we've already touched on heat, hot. Again, back in that Black Body compilation, you might want to go get that. I mean, we're just talking the breath, Hawa. Shalom to the cons. That is, if you're still surfing the wave, we're digging on heat, you know what I'm saying? To make hot, to become hot. Heat. More specifically speaking, when we, scroll down. Oh, I don't even got it on my touchscreen. Maybe it's to the side. Maybe not. That's wild. That's wild. Cause on my phone, it gave me another look. Let's see. If I go to next, we got. Not necessarily what I was looking for. But when I was digging on my phone, they said that heat was also a unit of energy, differentiated by temperature. All right, and that's what I was looking for. But we're still talking about vapor, all right, which is the breath. And when we're digging on bubble, right, which is what they said these stars are like bubbles. Had me thinking about that koi line. Go get that last drop we just did for that koi line. You know what I'm saying? But they say right here, bubbles, a small vesicle of water or some other fluid inflated with air or gas. Alright? We're just talking about anything wanting firmness. It's crazy how we still talking about this firm fix and the movement. Carrying forward, we're digging on vesicle. And vesicle is a small bladder-like structure, similar to what they call mounds. I'm starting to understand. It's a lot of water drop in this shit that, we was digging on with the ancient ones. It's a lot of wata, hawa. Vesicle, small bladder-like structure. See ventral. Alright, and digging on ventral, we get to or pertaining to the belly or stomach. A belly punch, stomach, appetite, womb, unborn child. The abdomen, the womb. See uterus. And this goes right back to Amma. You know what I'm saying? This goes right back to the aquas. And it's a beautiful flow how we can see Hawa when we just study the word. You know what I'm saying? We ignore the hijack, we remove the static that is 440 to get the clearer crystallized picture. And I'm in that flow with y'all right now. I hope y'all in that flow with me. We just doing our thing. Hey, how to everybody, supporting and showing up. Like I said, man, it's been a while since I've been in this vibe with the tribe, and I'm just back in that bag. But for good reason, you know what I'm saying? Cause these guys is hollering and talking about, well, let's just get into it before we ride out. Let's see what they talking about. Now we're about to get into what basically all these hijacks believe. And if you think like them, then you a hijack too. And this is where I'm gonna draw the line. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to surf the wave because they think it's about the information, but they don't know that they're heading into a realm that's perpetually already been predetermined by forces you cannot comprehend. And the majority of that is because you are conditioned and you buy in to their little secret society, if I might add, because at the end of the day, you practice shit that is hidden from you.
Alright, but we gonna really see how they feel, and this lets us know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like then we know, okay, for sure. And hey, hop to the real ones, man, cause we just proved Hawa. We just proved Hawa right now. But they believe otherwise.
It is quite remarkable Nietzsche was able to prophesy this nihilistic mood which has survived to this day. Nietzsche announces the death of God in a famous aphorism in his book The Gay Science called The Madman. In this passage he tells a tale of a madman who runs out onto the street screeching, "I seek God, I seek God." Understandably, those on the street give him a strange look and continue on with their evening. However, the madman does not cease. He yells, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? There has never been a greater deed. And whoever is born after us, for the sake of this deed, he will belong to a higher history than all history hitherto."
You hear this shit? You hear this shit? I mean, this is it right here. This is the pop off of the pop off. He called his book The Gay Science. You know what I mean? You can't make this up. But, you know, of course, y'all gonna think that it's play. We're gonna bring it back one more time, and then we're gonna get on to the next one. Peace.
Nietzsche announces the death of God in a famous aphorism in his book The Gay Science called The Madman. In this passage he tells a tale of a madman who runs out onto the street screeching, "I seek God, I seek God." Understandably, those on the street give him a strange look and continue on with their evening. However, the madman does not cease. He yells, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? There has never been a greater deed. And whoever is born after us, for the sake of this deed, he will belong to a higher history than all history hitherto." Despite...
We just gonna leave it right there. Cause now we know exactly how, you know, you feel as the hijack. And we know what's to come to that. So hey, out to the real ones before we ride out. I find it trippy that once I decided to switch up, you know what I mean, and hit a different room, all of a sudden, you know, the music stopped. But we ain't mad at them, you know what I'm saying? We gonna continue on, and we're gonna ride out right here, you know what I'm saying? Ehad to the real ones, Shalom to the cons, you know what I'm saying? Shabbat Shalom, cause, you know, that sun's going down. And we about to, you know, just post on that. We feeling good. We spiraling out of control, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you continue that flow and make sure you charge up.
The wise ones, again, were the ones who practiced universal law. You said, what in the universe? Well, the cosmos is bigger than all the universe. It's supposed to be 7 universe.
Don't get it confused. We just talking about Hawa. We talking about that 9, you know what I'm saying? Go get that drop from the bro. We talking about that 9. And it's a part 9 series where he's going to be breaking it down. But we just talking about that 9. Hawa.
Versus but one cosmic cosmology. The whole point is, again, if we are in somebody's mind, and we do have a creator, everything that comes from the creator has to be good. Well, if then bad comes from the creator, what happened? It is because the soul was given free wills. Combined souls can do anything they want to do when they come together in harmony. But there were soulless creatures out there called Dracons that came from Orion, that came from Pegasus. Well, at any rate, they have always been soulless and could not understand why they were not given the granting of a soul. So magic is the summoning of some of these creatures. Magic is the summoning of those who are already lost on different dimensions. Magic is also being used in nanotechnology. The same magic that used to be done by the shamans, by the Risa men and so on like this is now being practiced in laboratories. They use technology to do it. If you notice again, these movies are now even show you even some of these music industry freaks again, these people who are being paid all kind of money. I don't even want to get into that unless it's asked off the chat room again. These people are beginning to control the minds, and they're making you turn to technology. They got people that are half robots. You look at this one that Strawberry makes, and you look at this one that what's his name, Shasta Fierce, and you know their real names are Beyonce and Sister Jackson over there. They have altered egos by which they try to become robots. Half their body parts now, especially the booty, since guys like to look at the booty. All these things are metal. They're beginning to show you that they have technology now that is crossing people with metal things. They're become robots. They're hybrids. This is technology and nanotechnology. They have nanotechnology that they can release little germs that are mechanically driven and electrically driven in your body in these shots. What we have to get into is microbiology, things that are actually small, but things that have energy from it from the creator, not things that were created by robots and people that have no souls and no spirits. So the consequence is that once you begin to use the technology that they can't control, they're going to condemn you. But look at the people, what they were doing. They were burning people. Do you want me to really describe what they did? They burned people alive. They disemboweled people. They cut up babies. They cut off heads. Now, when a person fights you with anything they got, you're going to tell what weapons they can choose. You choose your weapon of your choice. It never was a good war. If you're going to fight a war, you fight with any and everything you want to, and you do it to the one loses and one wins. The whole point is, don't give me rules of engagement. Show me what you have. Let me see what I can use, and then let's get it on. That's what the movie Avatar was trying to show. They said 40% of the people that saw that went into a kind of a bad state. They got really depressed. Why? Because they showed that other people that look different from you may have a spirituality that your technology is not as good as. They understood that there was a people there that had been misused on that planet. By the way, that planet was called, what do they call that? The hat, Pandora. Yeah, Pandora. You see what I'm saying? That was an analogy. It was showing you what happened on our own planet here, and those people look black somewhat. What happened was technology came up against microbiology, and what did finally happen in the end? The very beasts of the field turned on them. Here, they will have germs that will turn on them. They'll have ants that already attacked the International Space Platform. They don't report that. You cannot win against the Creator. But if you're going to take on the Creator, look for all kind of hell to happen before it gets about there, because they have no souls. They have nothing to lose. You have a soul. You have everything to lose. Wake up.